Hey Browns fans, Nathan Zegura here with another Browns position preview brought to you by Paramount Advantage. And if you're talking about an advantage, the Browns most certainly have one on their offensive line. Not only do they have arguably the best offensive line coach in the league today and perhaps in NFL history in Bill Callahan, they've got studs, they've got continuity. In fact, from a year ago, 98% of the offensive line snaps played for the Browns, they're all back again this year, including your starters and your top two backups from a year ago. You know how this line goes from left to right. Jedrick Wills at left tackle, one of the top pass-blocking left tackles as a rookie, despite making that transition from the right side at Alabama. The first-round pick from a year ago had an excellent rookie season and should only get better with a full offseason here in year number 2. Next to him, it's the perennial Pro Bowler Joel Betonio, the longest tenured Cleveland Brown who began his career with the team back in 2014. Betonio also earned second-team All-Pro honors a year ago. At center, it's J.C. Tretter, Pro Football Focus's number 4 overall rated center and the number 1 pass-blocking center in the National Football League, also the NFLPA president. To his right, Wyatt Teller, who became one of the most dominant players in the league, not just linemen, players. In fact, it was he and Aaron Donald who were the top-graded players in the entire NFL at Pro Football Focus a year ago. He earned second-team All-Pro honors. And to the right, at right tackle, Jack Conklin coming in. He was first-team All-Pro a year ago, the Browns free agent signing out of Tennessee. So in addition to that starting 5, the Browns also bringing back their top 2 backups from a year ago. Veteran Chris Hubbard, 48 career starts here with the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can play tackle. He can play inside as well. He's coming back from an injury suffered late last year and is ahead of schedule, should be ready to go for training camp. Nick Harris, the team's 5th-round pick from a year ago, the center out of Washington, who made some starts late in the season for the Browns at guard, something he had not done since his freshman and sophomore years in college. He could be the future at the center position, but gives you some interior versatility at center or guard. Joining those two as likely the top backups, tackle James Hudson. He was the Browns' 4th-round pick in the 2021 draft out of Cincinnati, a former defensive lineman at the University of Michigan who became an offensive tackle and a darn good one for Cincinnati. He's got great feet and is one of those guys with that, he's that ball of clay that you put in the hands of a Bill Callahan. You hope not to have to see him on the field. Let him develop this year. And I'll tell you, he's made big strides from rookie minicamp to the mandatory minicamp. Also a Joe Thomas fan, and in fact, it was Joe who called Hudson to welcome him to the Browns family on draft day a year ago. Great feet, nasty, mean streak, really finishes his blocks. I think he's going to be a very good one for the Browns whenever his time comes. Now, some other guys in camp, and there are a ton of them at offensive line, too many to get into, but names that you know. Drew Forbes, after opting out in 2020, he's back. Former Browns draft pick looking to get in the mix in the interior of the line. Michael Dunn, who started in the playoff win over the Steelers and played phenomenally well. And that guy, Blake Hance, he is back as well. So a lot of competition on this line. There are countless others as Bill Callahan, Kevin Stefanski, and Alex Van Pelt try to find the best group for the Browns. And who knows? You could end up seeing 10 linemen kept, 9 linemen kept, so there's still jobs certainly up for grabs there. And a couple of tackle projects to keep an eye on here. Alex Taylor and Greg Senat, 2 big guys with good feet. They'll be in the mix as well. So it's a loaded offensive line. Many people say the best in the NFL a year ago, headed to be the best in the NFL again this year. You've got the continuity, you've got the coaching continuity, you got the top backups, you're running it back. And that's something we like a lot here on offense. We're saying it a lot, but you like that. And this is the backbone, the foundation of everything the Browns want to do when they have the football, whether it's running it, passing it, little play action where you think it's a run, you get a pass. But these guys are technicians. They've got great feet and are very accomplished, and that is good. The Browns should be winning the war in the trenches. That's it for this edition of the Browns Position Previews, looking at the offensive line, brought to you by Paramount Advantage.